and totally open-minded, guys. This is Tommy Nation Politics, and this is Tommy Nation Tuesday. We're doing the recusal. We're talking about a lot of recusals right now. We're talking about the recusal of Clarence Thomas. We're talking about how the Biden administration might be bringing the Democratic Party to come to a recusal of their own. We're talking about a lot of different things, a lot of different political events, current events. It appears that the Jimmy Dore show reported that they might have Ukraine might have had a recusal of their own to stop war with Russia beforehand, but they were being strung along as a pawn. The chat's open, guys, and we're going to be free thinking, innovative, and totally open-minded. Y'all sit back and relax, enjoy the show, and I'll be.
Good evening, I'm Tucker Carlson. Tonight is hard to remember now because history is pretty hazy, but it was just 3 years ago that Joe Biden was considered too decrepit, too corrupt, too out of touch every president. And that wasn't just the view from the right, by the way. They mostly stayed out of it. That's what faithful Democrats were saying. In 2019, three separate neoliberal news outlets, The Guardian, The Week, and CNN, all published op-eds with the exact same headline: why Joe Biden shouldn't run for president. Other publications made the same point with equal vehemence. I really like Joe Biden, but he shouldn't run for president, said a columnist for USA Today. Joe Biden is not helping, declared Rolling Stone, as if the goal was to help. And actually, Biden's family agreed with this. This is true. They did not want him to be president either. Some of Biden's closest relatives assured friends that Biden was running merely to work off the grief from his son's death 2 years before. It made a kind of sense. He had to get out on the road and clear his head, and a campaign was the way to do that. He knew he wasn't going to win. And for months, it seemed all but assured that he wouldn't win. Biden's first debate performance in June was widely written off as a disaster. It seemed pretty obvious he had zero chance at the nomination. And then Bernie Sanders started to win primaries. For the second presidential cycle in a row, Sanders proved to be the only Democrat in the field with legitimate grassroots support. Donors saw this and they panicked. The guy who hates billionaires? What's he going to do to Wall Street? So Sanders was unacceptable to the people who fund the Democratic Party. But there was a problem. What were the options? Pete Buttigieg and Beto O'Rourke? No. Both had turned out to be lighter than air. Elizabeth, double no. Kamala Harris was horrible on every level. Absolutely nobody liked Kamala Harris, and for good reason. So it turned out to be Joe Biden by default. Get up the Biden signs, we're all in. And of course, the media got the message immediately. By the time he was inaugurated, here's what the press corps was telling you about Joe Biden.
Anybody who has any connection to reality about what is going on around them should have watched that and said, the adults are back in the room.
It seems as though we have a professional adult once again in the White House who's just simply doing the work.
Really, the theme, I would say, is the adults are back.
Still, it is a relief to have adults in charge.
Now we have adults in the White House.
Okay, the adults are back in the room.
There is a sense, I think, the world over that the adults have returned.
We have an adult in the White House now, and it's glorious.
These people. Never an original thought among them. He's an adult.
Uh-oh, we're having technical difficulties here. Anyway, guys, adults in the room. It's glorious. Now, speaking about adults in the room, I have had this interesting experience going on with the fake left. The fake left wants to always constantly talk about how they're the adults in the room. They're transpiring to have the Clarence Thomas judge recuse himself. Check this out, guys. Well, first of all, not only are we doing a recusal of Clarence Thomas in the Supreme Court justice, but we're also confirming a new justice. And it's so funny to see this whole exchange of thoughts with this reporter. You know, these guys that light us into war, light us into a war. They're constantly lying. They lied about the Steele dossier. They lied about all these kinds of things, and now they're lying about the Ukraine biolabs. Now, guys, they're asking this Dmitry Riddle man if he watched the confirmation hearings of the neoliberal Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown. He didn't. He only watches Peanuts and Those Were the Days, All of the Family. So he hasn't watched it at all. But you continue in this clip, guys. Continue to see the neoliberal press hound this guy anyway about what he didn't see in the first place. This is hilarious. Watch this, guys.
There were reports about the wife of Justice Thomas and texts that she had with former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. Should Justice Thomas recuse himself from any cases involving the January 6th insurrection or former President Trump at this point?
I leave that to two entities.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Ask the second question.
No, two entities. Go ahead. Sorry.
One, the January 6th committee, and two, the Justice Department. That's their judgment, not mine to make.
So, on Justice Thomas recusing, you don't think he should, or?
I said that. I told you those things get into legal issues. That, in fact, I told you I would not tell the Justice Department what position to take or not take, and I'm not going to instruct the Congress either.
And did you get any chance to watch much of the Judiciary Committee hearings?
I didn't get a chance to see any of it, unfortunately.
The fact that Republicans were questioning Judge Jackson on matters like former sentences related to child pornography cases or the definition of a woman, does that, as the former chairman of the Judiciary Committee, make sense to you?
Look, this is one of the most qualified nominees ever nominated for the Supreme Court in every respect, in terms of her disposition, her intellectual capacity, her experience and background, serving on three additional courts, a woman who is totally, thoroughly qualified, and will be a great addition to the court in my opinion.
So did y'all get that? Her disposition and her intellectual capacity. Her disposition meaning that she's black, and her intellectual capacity meaning that she's a black woman. So she's perfectly qualified. Kudos to Biden for actually saying that I didn't watch it, and so I don't want to, talk about the law or anything like that, because Joe Biden is part of the Biden crime family, this crime family that's started a war. Let's just be real, guys. They started a war in Ukraine. What if, guys, thought experiment, what if what if Putin was not trying to level Ukraine? What if it was just to find Hunter Biden? Have y'all even thought about that? Well, give me Hunter Biden. I want to find Hunter Biden. All I want is Hunter Biden. What if it was all just to find Hunter Biden, guys? Meanwhile, guys, we got this.
Hopeful things that I've discovered. One of the hopeful things that I've discovered is that nearly every war that has started in the past 50 years has been a result of media lies. The media could have stopped it if they had searched deep enough, if they hadn't reprinted government propaganda, they could have stopped it. But what does that mean? Well, that means basically populations don't like wars. And populations have to be fooled into wars. Populations don't willingly and with open eyes go into a war. So if we have a good media environment, then we'll also have a peaceful environment.
What's that sound? So I'm getting technical difficulties now. Great. Who would have thought? I've never had this before. This is interesting. Every time I want to talk about the Biden crime family, this happens, guys. Oh, how do we get this back to where it was? Anybody on the chat want to make a comment while I'm doing this? Source. Comments besides technical difficulties, guys. How does this even happen? I'm like a million people. How is that? That's weird. Let's see. What happens if I rush this? You work so hard not to get technical difficulties on your screen, and then all of a sudden, you get them anyway. It's kind of funny. Anyway, guys, where was I? Finally. So, the Ketanji Brown confirmation, it's in continuation. And now 3 GOP senators have bucked their own parties to vote for Ketanji Brown. Of course, not the coward Lindsey Graham. Me, I don't really see anything different from any milquetoast neoliberal. Like she said, I'm not a biologist. That's what the mainstream right-wing media picked up on. I'm not a biologist when it comes to women. She could have picked a better answer, not a Joe Biden answer. I know what she was trying to do. She was trying not to like feed the hungry wolf of the right-wing media. But the whole I'm not a biologist, that was just like literally, if you want to create a soundbite for these people, that was it, guys. Why don't you just tell the truth, guys? Why don't you tell the truth? What do you believe? If this is a confirmation of you, and you're the Supreme Court justice, maybe you don't believe that, but I don't know. Me, what is a woman? A woman's someone I'm not attracted to. Let's just put it that way. That's all I know, guys. I'm not a biologist either, but they usually have vaginas and boobs, and they usually smell like flowers, and they usually get on my nerves because they want me to. At my job, they want me to pick up ice. They want me to do all the things that they can't do. Can you reach that? Can you pick this up? Can you do all these things that I don't want to do because I'm too pretty and fragile to do? Even though I'm a bartender too? Okay, sure, I will. Because you're dainty, right? So I have to do all the hard work. Yeah, so great. Good for you, women. I'm glad. But I wouldn't have said I'm not a biologist. Ketanji Brown, she's going to be a Supreme Court justice, whether they like it or not. Now, Tucker Carlson was hitting at something pretty interesting. He was talking about how this Biden administration has created inflation. They've tripled the deficit along with Trump. And they keep saying that, during the hearings, they said that he was going to, not the hearings, the State of the Union, they said that he was going to cut the deficit. So far, that hasn't been reimagined. Meanwhile, the Davos men want to do a great reset. And so we're not seeing any kind of change, non-fundamentally, not physically, spiritually, or emotionally. We're actually seeing a 20% raise in gas prices. And we can't have, we're not forcing the gas companies to do any kind of production increase because we're a capitalist country. So we don't make companies do anything but raise their prices. Record profits, guys. These companies have had record profits. Meanwhile, Pfizer sponsored the Academy Awards. There was another recusal there, guys. Will Smith, he recused himself from the Academy for slapping Chris Rock. Turns out it wasn't an act. The slap was real, and so is his recusal from the Academy Awards. Now, it's funny that he got to stay the entire time, but he did win Best Actor, I think, so I guess he deserves that. The joke, was it funny? Not really, but I don't really think Chris Rock is funny or any of these comedians. Ricky Gervais said that he wouldn't have made fun about her hair. Would have made fun of his her boyfriend, not her hair, because alopecia is a medical condition. So maybe that's something Chris Rock can think about. Maybe he won't get slapped next time he does that. As far as the recusal of Chris Thomas goes, I think that these Clarence Thomas should just do, because he's a Supreme Court justice, what all Supreme Court justices do to our country, and that's ignore the American people, because they're continuously in perpetuity in power. So why would they give a shit about us? And these parties, we vote for them no matter what, so why would they give a shit about us either? So I'm pretty sure that they're going to move along. They're just really worried about the whole regime change look that Biden's put them in. The fact that it's out in the open that Zelensky is going along with Biden on this whole Russian... Let's just say that Putin's tried every single thing necessary to try to stop this war and try to say that, you know, Ukraine, if you're just not going to expand with NATO, if you just say those words, I'm not going to do NATO expansion, I'm not going to join NATO. But Joe Biden was reported saying, and this is the Jimmy Dore show, and the West and NATO saying that the doors would be open publicly while you wouldn't be allowed to join NATO at all. So this is all just a coup d'état to provoke Putin into using Ukraine as cannon fodder. That's what I'm getting from this, guys. And this country is using elections and the American people as cannon fodder in their extraction of the wealth to the 1% that own more wealth than the bottom 90% combined. So my point, I guess, on the stream, and I'm going to probably stop it early because I'm having too many technical difficulties. I hope you guys can hear me at least, because I can barely see myself. But these recusals, guys, they're political theater. So it was AOC's recusal impeachment speech on Clarence Thomas. AOC was sent to the Congress for one reason and one reason alone: Medicare for all. I haven't seen AOC push Medicare for all on the House floor. I haven't seen AOC lobby for Medicare for all. I haven't even seen AOC tweet about Medicare for all. So if AOC and the squad are not going to do what they were sent to do in the first place, the fraud squad, if they're not sent, then they need to recuse themselves. They need to not worry about what the corporate Democrats are doing. They need to not worry about the kneeling, the fake gestures, the empty promises of removing your student debt. They need to not worry about this Build Back Better agenda, which is going down anyway because of Joe Manchin. It was something that wasn't thought out, isn't meant to be because of the 1% and the elites that are trying to great reset. It's something that you guys don't have the guts to fight for in the first place. So, have it. I have someone on the chat, at least. We have someone on the chat. Maybe they could tell me if you could see me at least. Every time I turn this computer on, it's like a fucking dumpster fire. We can hear you fine. Good. Thanks, David. Thank you, God. At least y'all can hear me fine. Do I look like a fragmented piece of shit? I hope not. Well, guys, thanks for watching, David. David, I need to get you on the show, okay? Because we need to sort out some things, bro. We need to sort out some things. For instance, like, why the hostility towards the left? We're your rightful fucking allies, David. The real left and the real right, we're supposed to work together for the common good, David. Just so you know, bro, we are rightful allies in the fight towards America. So don't be tagging me in any fake left neoliberal bullshit anymore. Y'all have a free thinking, innovative, and totally open-minded day. I'm gonna reconsider my my Wi-Fi provider. That's for sure. Y'all take care.